After watching Nothing Fancy's video where he broke the blade on his pocket Bushman, I decided to do some testing, and yesterday I took a Finbear out and did some testing with it, and didn't have any problems with it. I made a video, but then today I decided to take my other two blades that I have that are made of the same 4116 crump, which is the Canadian belt knife, which you really can't see. You can see it about a little bit there, and the roach belly. And then I also took this folding knife just to see what it would do. I batoned it through a cut using a baton pine core, which these two had no problems going through. This one, I don't know how well you can see it, but right through there, I bent the lock a little bit, so I stopped about halfway through. Then afterwards, I cut a little bit smaller piece of cedar into a couple lengths, and then I used that to baton through it. And these two had no problems with batoning through it. This one actually, I ended up batoning it through a rather thick knot, and I see no chips or anything on the blade, which is good. The only problem I ran across was that this knife, which is the roach belly, because of its round handle, when I was wearing my gloves, which are some mechanics grind gloves, the handle kept on wanting to rotate, which meant that I couldn't hold the angle I wanted to while cutting, which meant that I had to take a little bit more time to cut. And this one, the only problem I ran across with it in cutting was that because of the steep curve of this blade, or how the whole blade's curved, it wanted to slide around, and I kept on having to, which made the cuts a little less efficient than I'd like. But both of them seemed to cut very well. And I did notice a little bit of vibration through both handles when I was cutting and batoning through wood, which I attribute most of that to the fact that these are plastic. But overall, these knives did very well in those tasks, although I really wouldn't be expecting either knife to be used for those exclusively. The only difference between these two and the Finbear that I noticed is that the Finbear, which I don't have out right now, is it's a little bit more narrow blade. It's not quite as, see how this has this nice thick part, and this knife is real thick, is real wide at the spine, and then gets thin towards the nose or towards the tip. Where the Finbear is a lot straighter blade, when I was cutting through stuff, I had to reposition. I kept on having to rotate the log or move around a little bit more to cut all the way through it. With this one, where they're wider, I was able to cut through more wood without having to reposition, which made it a little quicker. But so far, they didn't break. Of course, I didn't cut through any oak. The Finbear, I ended up batoning it through little pieces of oak I had laying around. I'll put some pictures at the end of this video, just kind of a random sampling of these three knives. Might even throw one or two from the Finbear just for reference in. So, see y'all.